I met my husband in October 2018. By December 2018, he proposed to me, and by May 2019, we were married. In today's video, I'm going to share with you my 3-step process that allowed me to go from single to married in just 3 months. Hi Love Bug, this is Priya, your Love Plus Manifestation Coach, and today's video is more on the personal side, which is great because I get to use myself as an example to demonstrate to you exactly how the law of attraction works. So let's get started. The 3 steps that I took to go from single to married in just 3 months. Step number 1, get crystal clear about what it is that you desire in your dream partner and in your dream relationship. Now, why is this important? Well, if you are not clear about what it is that you want, because perhaps you feel that what you desire is superficial, or you feel guilty about it, or you fear it's not possible, then what happens is that you create split vibration within your energy field, which dampens the signal that you are broadcasting to the universe. So in other words, when you're not sure about what you want, when you're not really owning what lights up your soul, you are now in the energy of confusion. And this is the energetic signal that you are broadcasting to the universe. And therefore, the universe is going to send you scenarios into your experience to demonstrate to you that you are in the energy of confusion, which means that you are blocking off your manifestation. Now, conversely, when you get crystal clear about what it is that you desire in your dream relationship, when you own what lights up your soul unapologetically, you strengthen the signal that you're broadcasting to the universe. You become crystal clear like a laser beam about what it is that you want, which then speeds up your manifestation. So an example of how this works using myself is that when I was manifesting my husband, there were a couple of things that I was clear about that were non-negotiable. Number 1, I wanted my husband to be spiritually awakened. Number 2, I wanted my husband to have his own online business. I wanted him to be an online entrepreneur because I had just started my own coaching business, and therefore I wanted my husband to have the flexibility to move around as long as he had a laptop. I was also very clear that I didn't want to date. That when I met my husband, we would just know from the get-go that we were meant to be with each other. And I can tell you, this is exactly what I manifested into my experience. My husband and I met in October of 2018 on a Greek island cruise. We actually met on the island of Santorini. My husband is an online entrepreneur and he is spiritually awakened. So I invite you today to get crystal clear about what it is that you desire in your dream partner, whether it's somebody new, a specific person, or a preferred version of your current partner, and to just unapologetically own it so that you become crystal clear like a laser beam. You strengthen the signal that you're broadcasting to the universe, which then allows you to speed up your manifestation. So you are now aware that when you are confused about what it is that you want in your love life, when you are doubting what it is that you want in your love life, when you don't unapologetically own what it is that you want because you think it's superficial, or you feel guilty about it, or you fear it's not possible, this creates the energy of confusion within you. You have split energy going on within your energy field, which then blocks off your manifestation. Let's now move on to step number 2, living in the end. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, this was a term that was coined by Neville Goddard. And basically what it means is that you are in a state of consciousness whereby when you're moving through your day, you feel as if you already have your manifestation, although it isn't here yet. So in other words, when you are living in the end result of your manifestation, you feel as if you already have your manifestation right now, here in the present moment, although you cannot yet perceive it with your 5 senses. Now, why is this important? Well, firstly, your manifestation is already done. It is actually available to you right now. And When you get into the state of consciousness where you are living in the end, this allows you to perceive what is already available to you. It allows you to perceive what is already here right now. Now, in step number 3, I am going to share with you how you can get into the energy of living in the end. But first, it's important to actually understand what it means to be dwelling in this state of consciousness. Therefore, I'm going to share with you 3 principles to break it down even further. Principle number 1, the bridge of events. Now, what this means is that from where you are to where you want to be, there are a bridge of events that is leading you to your manifestation. So in other words, the universe, which is you because there is no separation, has laid out the corruptive components on your behalf to get you from where you are to where you want to be, to get you to your manifestation. So the how has already been worked out for you. You don't need to work that out. And there are a bridge of events that are going to happen automatically that are going to get you to your manifestation, which means you don't need to take any action to try and make your manifestation happen, which then brings me on to principle number 2, zero action. Now, this is a bit controversial to what many people talk about when it comes to the law of attraction, but I'm here to tell you right now that you don't need to take any action to make your manifestation happen. You don't need to lift a single finger to make your manifestation happen. The only thing that you need to do is get into the state of consciousness where you are living in the end result of your manifestation. And in fact, if you are taking action to try and make your manifestation happen, then what it means is that you are not living in the end. Because if you were living in the end, if you were in the state of consciousness where you knew that your manifestation was a done deal and you understood that there were a bridge of events that would naturally unfold, the synchronicity to get you from where you are to where you want to be, then you would know that you don't need to try and take action to make anything happen. Instead, you remain in the state of consciousness where you are living in the end and you allow your manifestation to come to you. So to give you an example of how this principle works using myself, let me tell you a short story from 2018. So in January of 2018, I was working as an actuary in corporate London, and I came to the realization that I felt complete with this role. And then in fact, I wanted to start my own coaching business where I get to share the law of attraction principles. Now at the time, I had no idea how this would happen. But what I did know is how to get myself into the state of consciousness where I was living in the end. Now, I understood that I didn't have to take any action to try and make my manifestation happen, which meant I didn't need to leave my corporate job. I didn't need to go and look for courses about how to start my own business. The only thing that I had to do was live in the end result of my manifestation. So that's exactly what I did. I got into the energy of feeling as if my manifestation is already done. And what happened next was quite remarkable. In March of 2018, my manager came up to me and told me that the company were making cuts and that it was a possibility that my role would no longer be available. Now, when my manager told me this, in my mind, I found it really funny. I thought to myself, wow, this is happening faster than anticipated. Now note, I did not freak out when my manager told me this, and that's because I was living in the end of my manifestation. Now, if I wasn't in this state of consciousness, then perhaps I would have freaked out, perhaps I would have stressed out, I would have worried, I would have tried to look for another role. But because I was living in the end result of my manifestation, I didn't care. In fact, I was like, okay, let me see what unfolds next. The next month in March, my manager comes up to me and tells me that my role is no longer available. So in other words, I was made redundant. Now, a few cool things about being made redundant meant, number 1, the company had to give me a payout. Number 2, I was meant to complete my role in August of 2018, but the company allowed me to finish my role in May 2018, but still get paid for the 3 months that I wasn't working. So what this meant was that I now had enough money for a year to live very comfortably and to start my own coaching business, and that's exactly what I did. But the bridge of events doesn't just stop there. What happened next was so cool. So in October 2018, I met my husband on a Greek island cruise. We specifically met on the island of Santorini. And after the cruise, my husband asked me to fly out to the US to spend some more time with him. Now, because at that point in my life, I was no longer in the corporate world, I had just started my coaching business, it meant that I could up and leave and come to join him in the US, which is exactly what I did. And from there, things escalated very quickly. By December 2018, he had proposed to me. So the bridge of events that had unfolded was quite remarkable. Everything unfolded naturally. Everything unfolded effortlessly. I did not have to lift a single finger to make anything happen. Now note, if I was still working in corporate London when I met my husband, I wouldn't have been able to just fly out to the US and meet him. I would have had to take leave from work and work out the dates. And so things wouldn't have really flowed. But my point is, because I was living in the end of my coaching business and living in the end of manifesting my husband, the bridge of events flowed effortlessly. The universe had orchestrated everything on my behalf, and I did not have to lift a single finger to make anything happen. Let's now move on to principle number 3. Give no relevance to contradictory evidence. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, when me and my husband met in October 2018, he made it clear to me that he didn't believe in marriage. And I made it clear to him that one day I would get married. Now, to many people, they might be thinking, well, how would this work out? She wants to get married, he doesn't. But the thing that most people are missing out is that I was living in the end result of my manifestation. So I knew that my dream relationship was a done deal and that I would get married one day. Therefore, it didn't matter to me that my husband shared this with me. And actually, he wanted to talk about it a bit more because he thought, well, you want to get married, I don't. How's this going to work? And I said, well, you know what? It doesn't matter. I know that my manifestation is done. You know that your manifestation is done. So let's just go with the flow. And he was on board with that. And what happened next was really cool. A couple of months later, he came up to me and told me that he realized that he had limiting beliefs around marriage that he no longer wanted to hold on to, that he had now released. A week later, he proposed to me. So again, this is a prime example of living in the end result of your manifestation and not giving any relevance to contradictory evidence. So if I was in a state of consciousness where I was not living in the end of my manifestation, I would have maybe freaked out when my husband initially told me that he didn't believe in marriage. I would have been analyzing in my head, is this going to work? Is this not going to work? Well, how's it going to work? I would have got really analytical about it. But because I was living in the end of my manifestation, I was in a state of consciousness where I knew my manifestation was a done deal. I gave no relevance to contradictory evidence. It didn't matter to me. Nothing bothered me. Now, another thing that I want to note about this particular story is that when my husband shared with me that he didn't believe in marriage, it's not like in my mind I was thinking, you are the person that I'm going to marry. I just knew that my manifestation was a done deal, whether it was with him or somebody else. However, this principle applies to everything. So whether you want to manifest a specific person, a preferred version of your current partner, or somebody new, the principle is the same. You want to remain in a state of consciousness where you are living in the end. And if you do this, your reality will conform to mirror back to you that you already have your manifestation. So you are now aware that when you are living in the end result of your manifestation, it means that you understand that there is a bridge of event that occurs that gets you from where you are to where you want to be, that leads you from where you are to your manifestation, which means that you don't need to take any action to make your manifestation happen. Instead, you allow it to come to you. You also understand that when you are dwelling in the state of consciousness where you are living in the end, then what it means is that you no longer give any relevance to contradictory evidence. You no longer allow your external reality to dictate your internal state of being, because you are living in the end state of knowing that your manifestation is done no matter what is going on in your external reality. Your inner world becomes stronger than what you are perceiving in your outer world. When you do this, your manifestation will happen super freaking fast. Now in step number 3, I'm going to share with you how you can get into the state of consciousness where you are living in the end. But first, if you are finding this content valuable, be sure to hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified every time I post new videos about how to manifest your epic love life. Also, I would love to hear from you. Are you somebody who is currently living in the end result of your manifestation? Or would you like me to make some more videos about how to get into the state of consciousness? If so, comment below and let me know. Finally, step number 3, the energy of wholeness. Now, the energy of wholeness says, I am good enough the way that I am lovable the way that I am, and I am worthy the way that I am. Now, when you are in this state of consciousness, it means that you feel so good about life and yourself in general that you don't need a single thing to change outside of you in order to feel good. Now, I can tell you that this is the key to getting into the state of consciousness where you are living in the end result of your manifestation. When you are feeling so good about yourself and about life, it is very easy, it is a natural byproduct to then live in the end result of your manifestation. So in other words, to simplify this even further, to get into the state of consciousness where you are living in the end result of your manifestation, this is achieved by getting into the energy of wholeness. So let's recap everything that you have learned here today. You are now aware that the more crystal clear you become within you about what it is that lights up your soul in your dream relationship, the more you unapologetically own what it is that you truly desire deep down in your heart when it comes to manifesting somebody new, a specific person, or a preferred version of your current partner. You strengthen the signal that you are broadcasting to the universe. Therefore, you speed up your manifestation. You are also aware that when you are living in the end, this means that you understand that there are a bridge of events from where you are that are leading you to your manifestation. Therefore, you don't need to take any action to try and make your manifestation happen. Instead, you allow your manifestation to come to you effortlessly. You also understand that when you are living in the end, it means that you no longer give any relevance to contradictory evidence because you are in a state of knowing that your manifestation is a done deal and is coming to you. Finally, step number 3, getting into the energy of wholeness. You are now aware that in order to get into the energy of living in the end, this is achieved by getting into the energy of wholeness. Now, if you want to learn how to get into the energy of wholeness so that you can easily get into a state of consciousness where you are living in the end result of your manifestation, whether you desire to manifest somebody new, a specific person, or a preferred version of your current partner, click the link below to get access to my free masterclass where I show you step by step how to get into the energy of wholeness. Thanks for watching this video, love bug. Give me a thumbs up if it resonated for you, and I will catch you soon.